Hello friends, in today's lecture we are going to discuss on our remaining data types, which is Boolean, closure and null. So let's see through the example. Here, why we use Boolean? Boolean is used for decision and conditions. Means it return with true or false. So let's see the example of the Boolean. Here in this example, suppose in integration, we need to check if an API call succeed or fail and decide whether to retry. And in this example, we created a Boolean flags is success and is retry allowed. Is success and is retried allowed to control the logic. So let's explain let's explain this example. Here define response code 200. It sets the response code, and this define is success is equal to response code is greater than or equal to 200 and response code is less than 300. This line check if the code is between 200 and 299. Then define is retry allowed false. This line will give the retry is not allowed. Then here if block check the conditions. If success and retry is not allowed, means if success and is retry is not allowed, it will print integration completed successfully. Then it will print integration completed successfully without the retry. And failure and if failure and retry allowed, then it print retrying integration due to failures, or else it will print this integration failed and retry not allowed. Means if success, it will print this line, and if failure, it will print this line, or suppose there is anything else, then it will print integration fail and retry, yeah, not allowed. So let's run this. Suppose here see integration completed successfully, yeah, without the retry. So here let's put this true. See this, here integration failed and retry is not allowed. In this way we can use this Boolean data type in our script. Then let's see another type is closure. Why we use closure? It is a special type of the data type. And closure, in the closure minimum functions are stored in the variable. So let's see by this through the example. Here closures is reusable transformation logic. What we did here, these payloads often contain messy data. Then closure writes reusable logic and clean it. Why we did this? Because we defined a closure transformation data that processes a list. So define transform data is equal to, in curly braces, data arrow. It is a closure that expects a list. Then inside this data dot collect curly braces item arrow. This loops through each item. Then here item dot to uppercase, this line converts to uppercase and remove the spaces. And after that define input list SAP CPI Groovy. This raw data, okay, without any space. And then define list. This transform data input list and applies the closure. So when we run this, it will give us this transform data and the here transform data and this list. So output is SAP CPI Groovy. In this way, you can use this closure. Then last type is null. Why we use null? Null represents no value. It means the variable is empty. Groovy also have safe navigation question mark dot to avoid errors when working with the null. So closures are like portable code blocks and null is simply nothing here. So let's see the example of null. Here some field in the payload may be missing and null handling avoids error. So we use this because we use safe navigation. Yeah, this one question mark dot and Elvish operator to handle null safely. This called as Elvish operator to handle null safely. So here in the example, we have define employees. Then we have define department name, and here we have give this operator to check if null, then use default value to uppercase, but only if here this line, yeah, this one, it tries to convert department to uppercase, but only if not null. And this sign, check if null, use default value, and then yeah, print that value. So here output is department not assigned, because department is null. So in this way, we have used this null data type. So we have covered all this data type. Yeah, let's see one by one. Yeah, numeric data type. In the numeric data type, we have studied the subtype as byte, short, int, long, float, double, big integer, and big decimal. After that, we studied text type. In that, subtype is character, string, and gstring. After that, we studied collection. In that, list, map, range. And after that, we studied this Boolean, and then closure and null. And in this way, we have covered data type. So in next lecture, I will explain operators. So stay tuned.